Yo, how's it going, folks? It's me again, your boy, once again. This is vlog number 5. So yeah, so since I've shown you how I created colliders in my scene, this time around I want to make the object selectable. Basically, when you hover a mouse, the mouse pointer around an object, it should highlight, which shows that there's an option to select the object. Okay, that's what the point is. And then afterwards, I will also be able to assign a controller. So at the click of the mouse button, then I will also then create a controller which will be linked to the object that I'm clicking on, so that I can be able to move it, scale it, rotate it. The whole point is that I can click on a collider and then I can set the scale. Well, the main idea is that I can use the controllers to find the right scale that will fit the objects in my scene, record that, and then kind of work on my code again, so that when I create the colliders, then I already have the right sizes. So that means that I have to go through my entire scene and get the scales for pretty much all the objects in my scene. Okay, that doesn't include all the repeating geometries, but yeah, any unique geometry that I have in my scene, I have to get the scale for it, so that I can then have a database of like the dimensions of my objects. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, it will be highlighting at mouse hover and adding the control. Okay, so stay tuned. Here it goes.
Okay, so now as you can see, when I hover over the objects, then they are highlighted, and you can also see the 3 pillars that are there. These are there because I was also using instanced mesh. That's what I'm going to be using to instance all the other copies of the geometries in the scene to better optimize my scene. So far that's working. So next up, I'm going to show you the code just so that you can see, have a good idea of how it all works, because I'm using a raycaster, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So check it out. Okay, so as you can see, that's the code snippet, and yeah, that pretty much kind of sums it up in terms of what's happening there. That's responsible for the highlighting of the geometry. So next up will be the adding of controls. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, and now I'm able to select individual objects and move them around. So, well, in this example, I'm not scaling anything, but that's just with the control, I can do all of those things. I can position, scale, and rotate. So that is seems to be working, but even though there were a couple of glitches that I still have to iron out. But yeah, so far so good. Okay, so there goes our code. So this is pretty simple. As you can see, there is an if statement that says if clicked. So basically, I just created a variable, a boolean. So then I just use it to say that, okay, if clicked is true, then you can add the transform to the object that has been highlighted. That's pretty much it. Simple. That I can explain quickly. So that's what that does, and yeah, it's working well. Okay, so now that I've done all of that, I just also want to clarify one thing, because as you've been following, you saw that I also created a GUI, right, which was also meant to be the one that I use to move the colliders so that I can move them into place, or scale them, whatever. But I realized that that doesn't work. I mean, the GUI still is there, because I just haven't removed the code. But this is just the other solution that I found, that it would be better to use a controller because it's more intuitive. I don't have to fidget around with the controls trying to get it to move to the right place, but I can just kind of do it more fluidly, if that makes any sense. So that's the new solution, so that I can place the colliders where they should be. Okay, just so that that makes sense. So you don't wonder, why do I have controllers and why do I have this GUI system that might not make sense right now. So that's it. So anyway, that's it for this vlog. So I'll continue next time. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. Love and peace, my brothers and sisters. I'm out.